Hello and welcome to the Kanawha Valley Hustlers. This is Joe Justice, and I am here in South Charleston at the Technology Park for something really exciting going on here with the Marshall Advanced Manufacturing Center. I'm here with Mike. Mike, tell me, buddy, what's your hustle?
My hustle is I'm here today, Joe, to talk about our Machinist Technology program. We're having an open house here today in South Charleston. This is a 2-year program. We offer a Machinist Technology program here in South Charleston. We do it in partnership with BridgeValley Community and Technical College. So students earn industry credentials. They're actually recognized nationwide, and they can earn a 2-year Associate of Applied Science degree.
Now, as I kind of look around here, there's a lot of different machines, devices, lots of what are all of these things here that students have access to?
Well, we have a number of things. We have robotics, we have mills and lathes. Most of this technology is actually computer controlled. So it's not just flip a switch and the machine makes the part, right? You actually have to learn programming. You have to learn computer-aided design, so you can actually create a three-dimensional design that you'll use then to build the part on the machine.
So is this like, this is the way modern manufacturing works? Is there a lot of computer knowledge built into it nowadays?
There's computer knowledge, there's math, there's things like precision measuring. But yes, more and more manufacturers, certainly here in the Kanawha Valley, are turning to CNC machining. It really allows them to speed up production. And often, Joe, we find it doesn't necessarily replace someone's job. It allows the company to innovate and grow and move those people into other positions.
Now, what is a CNC machine? Could you tell us about that a little bit?
Yeah, CNC stands for Computer Numerical Control. And so that is the computer language that is used for the machine then to replicate the three-dimensional object that you've designed or you from a blueprint or someone has given you in order to manufacture a different part, usually out of metal, but not always.
And is a CNC machine the same thing as a 3D printer?
No. CNC is part of subtractive manufacturing. So a 3D printer is additive manufacturing, right? So the 3D printer is building the item layer by layer. CNC is just the opposite of that. We're actually taking a piece, usually metal, as I said, and we're subtracting layers or parts of it in order to arrive at the finished product.
Okay, so what can students expect? Now, first of all, do they come here directly to the Marshall's Advanced Manufacturing Center, or do they go to BridgeValley and BridgeValley sends them over here? How does that work?
It works both ways.
Oh, okay.
It's a two-way street, right? So the general education courses will be taught at BridgeValley. The hands-on machining classes, the computer-aided design, things like that will be taught here at our training center in the Tech Park.
Now, what can students expect to learn? What type of skills? And I know you have a range of students. It's not all high school students. It's a range, right?
Right. This program is open to really people of any age. We do get students right out of high school, but surprisingly, we get a lot of people who are looking to change careers. We've actually even had a grandmother who had raised her children and helped raise her grandkids, and she said, I want to do something different. I'm going to become a machinist. And she did. Not only that did she become a machinist, but then she went on to run her own machine shop.
Oh, wow, that's amazing. And now, and this is a little bit different, and I know that there's Marshall Advanced Manufacturing teaches lots of other things, but so the skills that you're learning here is about kind of this machining process, so it doesn't include things like welding and other things like that, right?
Not really welding. We might touch a little bit on the theory behind welding, but there's going to be certainly safety. Safety is going to be one of the first things our students learn. I mentioned blueprint reading because just like an architect builds a house, a machinist uses a blueprint to create a part. Precision measuring. Things have to be very accurate. If you're making a part for, let's say, an aircraft engine or a car engine, you want it to be accurate. You don't want it to fail.
Yep.
So things are machined within 1/1000ths, even 3/1000ths of an inch.
Wow.
So it can only be off 1/1000ths or 1/3000ths of an inch. So got to be very precise.
And I know, just to touch on as we're kind of wrapping up here, there's a little bit more than just the hands-on part. I saw there's a classroom back there, so there's a little bit of book learning that goes into this too, right?
There's a little bit of book learning. There is some math, some applied math. I mentioned the computer-aided design. So some computer skills are necessary too. But the great thing about our program, Joe, is that we've had a phenomenal success rate placing students. Many of our students find jobs or internships while they're still taking classes. But most of our students in some classes, 100% of our students land jobs in their chosen occupation. And that's pretty unheard of.
And Mike, as we're kind of wrapping up here, is there any special story or student that you could tell us about, somebody that you knew that went through the program and had great experience?
Oh, wow. There's so many. I mentioned the grandmother who had been a stay-at-home mother and then helped raise her grandkids. But I can think of another, and there are a lot of guy stories too, but we do attract a lot of women. And I can think of a lady, she was a hairdresser for 20 years, and she came back, went through her program, became a machinist, and became a very good machinist. Then she ran a machine shop at a major manufacturer here in West Virginia, and now she is like head of manufacturing for that facility.
Wow, that's
so
incredible.
That's got to be got to chalk that up to a success, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Mike, I want to thank you so much for joining us here today.
Thank you for having me, Joe.
I want to thank you for watching and listening. This is Joe Justice, the Kanawha Valley Hustler, reminding you to hustle hard, hustle smart, and hustle with a smile.